But here's the kicker. The Pixel's wider display feels more natural. The Z Fold 6, on the other hand, well, it's usable, but narrow. Certainly wider than its predecessor, but narrow nevertheless. In day-to-day use, the extra width on the Pixel makes a world of a difference. And here's another win for Google. The 9 Pro Fold here is actually thinner than the Galaxy Z Fold here. Folded up, it's almost as slim as a regular smartphone, although I do find the Z Fold to be easier to slip into your pocket, obviously because it's skinny. The Pixel just feels more like a regular phone, quote unquote. They both feature a physical fingerprint sensor, with the Pixel placing the power button up top, while Samsung's gone bottom. Without a doubt, Samsung's choice feels more natural. I mean, your thumb already rests there. Meanwhile, on the Pixel, you'll have to retrain yourself to reach higher for that power button. Another thing worth highlighting here is, if you are one of those people who like to lay their phone flat on the table, you know who you are. The Pixel's camera bump is wide, so it keeps the phone pretty stable if you want to type on your phone while it's laying flat on the table, so it's gonna stay put. Meanwhile, the Z Fold 6, well, it's gonna be bouncing around like a bad habit. So with what I've been highlighting so far, you'll notice that as far as design goes, it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's fairly subjective. Some will appreciate the more industrial look and edge of the Z Fold. It's sleek, minimal, almost like it was chiseled out of a block of metal. Those squared off edges, yeah, they mirror the S24 Ultra, giving it that same uniform, right? That high-end feel. Others, on the other hand, will fall for the Pixel's softer, curvier, and, dare I say, wider style. The bezels might turn some people off, but here's the thing. When you hold it, it just feels good.
That's what she said.
It's like Google wanted to remind you that your phone should be comfortable, not just, cutting edge. Comfort is good. The Pixel's front display here hits a max of 2700 nits, which is just slightly brighter than the Z Fold 6's 2600 nits, but not bright enough for you to really notice. So, if you were wondering whether you would notice that difference while watching HDR content on Netflix, spoiler alert, you will not. In the end, just know that both displays are stunning, with vibrant colors and pretty deep contrasts. Now let's talk about what happens when you open them up. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold greets you with a stunning 8-inch display, while the Z Fold 6 sports a slightly smaller 7.6-inch screen. And oh, by the way, to those of you who don't know, Samsung has been in the display making game for forever. And so even with 2600 nits versus 2700 nits on the Pixel's panel, the Z Fold 6's OLED panel is noticeably sharper and richer, just a better display overall. Although I do miss the matte finish found on the S24 Ultra's display. Also, the Z Fold 6 uses the full real estate for a truly immersive experience, while the Pixel sometimes crops the screen. Now, the crease. These are foldables, so of course they are to be expected, and it is noticeable on both devices, maybe a tiny bit more on the Z Fold. If you happen to be someone who's bothered by creases in general, well, neither will impress. I do want to say, however, that head-on, they do look flawless. Another area where Samsung wins hands down is bezels. Thinner and more premium than the Pixel's thicker frame. Also, that webcam placement, Samsung hides it better. I mean, not a great camera under there, but still well hidden. Now, performance. And let's be real and let's be honest with ourselves for a second here. Google's Tensor G chips aren't breaking speed records, but they're more than fast enough for everyday tasks. But if you're a power user or mobile gamer, the Z Fold 6 is the one that